Hi guys, it's Stephen here from Bloody Shamrock. And if you don't know who this guy is beside me, and you have followed the MMA scene around for the last few years in Ireland, you've probably been living under a rock because we're one of the most outspoken guys in the community and probably one of the most entertaining guys in the community who's just coming off like a career-defining win just over a week ago over in Bahrain. And we're going to get to that, but we're going to ask him a wee bit. Glenn, you've been around the Irish MMA scene for a long time now. I think since I started following you back in 2018 when I started, I've seen you fight something like 8 or 9 times. So, how you doing? Start off.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm sure you were following it as well as most of the Irish people were following the last couple of weeks. Ups and downs personified in a very short period of time. So right now, I mean, I knew that coming out of Bahrain, it was such a good trip and stuff, and with Paul Hughes, like he's an animal and like such a fun guy to hang around as well. So I knew that regardless, coming after the first result, coming out of it, I wouldn't be totally happy or satisfied. But I mean, the best thing happened at the end. Like I got to do what I wasn't even talking about doing because I don't like the. There's a lot of people that like they'll like say what they're gonna do and they'll like say I want to do this and I want to do this, and I would just like to be more like do it and then talk about it and be like, look at what I did,
Yeah.
because that's why I like taking short notice fights, because it doesn't give anybody any time to talk about what they're gonna do. It's just there, and then it's like, fuck, he's actually fighting like tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
No, as I say, like now you're like a peacock with his feathers up. Like you've shown people what you've done. Like we'll get to that, but I think since I started following you, you've kind of really matured and grown as a fighter. Like you were that sort of young, cocky guy, and you sort of humbled yourself a bit with a few losses, and you've really
Yeah.
you've become a really likable character, which I think. I think
No,
before
literally,
you were probably a wee bit more Marmite. It's like, I like this guy or not, but
100%. I don't know many people that did like me at the start, but like that's just our personality. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it's sometimes people don't understand it, like but when you see like, all right, like he's not just like cocky or he's not just like outspoken, like he actually has balls. Like I didn't even know myself, because I question, like everyone mentally like questions themselves sometimes, like wonders what they're doing, why they're doing it and stuff, and I was literally no different. Like I was questioning what I was doing, why I was doing it, like if I was who I thought I was. But I think after proving like that, you just, in layman's terms, like you have balls and you're willing to step up and do things that a lot of people wouldn't, then people just, regardless of anything, they have to respect you. And then once people respect you, then I think they can kind of warm towards whatever like kind of personality that you have. Obviously, mine's is a little bit more flamboyant, and like I like freaking dye my hair and have a tan and fucking talk funny. But
yeah.
I mean, you have to be yourself, don't you? You have to be, if you're unique, then you have to be unique. So I embrace it, and I
Uh,
like it. I mean, I get a lot of hate as well.
you certainly are, Glenn. Like, fucking since I've known you, you've probably changed your hair about 12 times. You had those long, sort of curly things going at one stage. Now you got the near sort of
No,
Eminem thing going now, I see.
yeah,
which
Slim
I
Shady
like.
now.
I go for them. You did.
You have to. I mean, you look like. I mean, I love you, but like you said that you hide behind the camera whenever you're taking the photos and stuff. But I mean, you look like everyone from Ireland. I don't know that many people that look like me from Ireland, so I like it that way. I
No,
like it that way.
that's fair play, fair play. As I say, like you're talking about sort of having the balls to step up and do that thing, like from where you've come from your amateur career and how you started your pro career, like it's a hell of a story, and that's why I really wanted to talk to you today. Like back in August, like we seen you put up that video a couple of days out from Brave, calling out like the guy know what he wanted to fight in the world. and you're just like, here, I'll fight him. Fuck it, come on. And that was just like that. That took.
What is this, man?
No, go on ahead.
Here's the thing, though. Like a lot of people, like like I spoke to Mokaev whenever we were over in Bahrain. I spoke to him. Like obviously, me and him have had about 1 million back and forth now. But the thing is, like sometimes you have to do things to get your shot and to get your opportunity. And sometimes people don't like the things that you have to do to get your opportunity. But you gotta understand that if it's this day and age, or if it was like 100 years ago, you have to do different things to get by in life and to actually make opportunities for yourself. Fortunately or unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Like this day and age, it's being outspoken, like actually calling your shot and putting stuff on social media. And like anyone that actually knows me, like for real knows me, like I don't really care about like social media. I don't really care about anything really. I just kind of like float by. But if I see an opportunity, then I'll like logically be able to break things down and be like, okay, what's the best way to be able to get this fight? All right, well, if I post something on social media and it gets traction, then he'll see it. It's different than just asking for a fight. Like you just ask your management, like, oh, can you try and get this fight for me? But if you're not hunting for it, if you're not actually hungry for it, then who wants to see it? Do you know what I mean? Like people want to see someone who actually wants to fucking do it. And especially whenever it's such like a hard challenge, like Mokaev obviously was like 23-0 or whatever at the time. So people only want to see people that actually want to get in there and fight him. Like since then, his last fight was really good, but since then, like he hasn't really fought anyone who's been like hunting for him and like actually want to fucking fight him. So I feel like there's a difference in like having balls and like logic. Like to be fair, I wasn't really training and stuff before it, so it probably wasn't the best idea. But I mean,
that was one of the things I was going to ask you. Like, where were you even training for that fight? Because it was like in the middle of like a flipping. Everyone was locked down, gyms were closed, and everything. Did you even ask like Pat and Liam about it?
I begged Pat and Liam. I absolutely begged him for the opportunity because in my mind, like I should be able to beat him. I should be able to beat everyone at my weight class or below. If I actually wanted to be professional and wanted to actually be in a big promotion, then I should be able to beat everyone. Like that's just my mind. Like that's just how I think about things. Logically, then people come in and be like, all right, well, you haven't had a training camp. You're like, the logic speaks, but then when you really want something, there's not too many things that people can. And if your coaches and management stuff see that, then they just gotta let you do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? It was the same situation over there whenever I was gonna be fighting and I'm off like gold medalist and stuff. And after a loss, and 1 week later, and up a weight class, I did beg, and I was like, listen, I know this is the same situation. I know you don't want me ruining my career here, but I am begging you, like, let me get this guy. So, I mean, I don't really like a lot of people say like, oh, like you had such like the balls it took and like, oh, like it was so unreal how you took that fighting on, like congratulations. But in my mind, it's like if you're a fighter, like, if you're an actual fighter and you're someone who like has an opinion of themselves being like a really like tough person, then why would you not jump at every opportunity to get in the cage and show your skills? Like, especially if you're disappointed with how you looked before or disappointed with whatever, or you think you can beat everyone, then what is the point in like putting things off or trying to like make the perfect situation for something? Like just go and fucking do it. And then if things don't work out, then maybe you weren't who you said you were before. But fortunately for me, it's a different story now.
And for those that don't know, like Abdulmanap Magomedov was 23-0 amateur world IMAF champion, like a BBC, like in the UK were doing like news stories about him. Nobody wanted to fight him. Glenn was there in his car, like he is now, put out a video, called him out, and that's what we're talking about. But and Glenn went in there on, what was it, 48 hours notice.
Yeah,
and took him 3 hard rounds, gave the guy 3 hard rounds as professional debut, and pretty much earned a lot of people's respect here and everywhere else. Got And as he says, like, people now know who he is. It was like a big promotion, Brave Combat Federation, and he's now signed to them on a multi-fight deal because of it. And it's all about, like, as he says, taking your opportunities. And we all have so much respect over here, all those guys that know, sort of follow the Irish MMA scene, for you doing that. And you did take a decision loss, but I mean, in that loss, you won a lot of respect. And then, what was it, 3 weeks ago, you had your second fight with Brave, which was against another absolute savage Jordanian guy, black belt BJJ. Again, not an easy fight. And he went in there, made a wee mistake, and then just got caught really quick. It was basically like a submission version of getting caught, basically. And it was over pretty quick. And Glenn had the tap. But then we hear a few days later that he's fighting another absolute savage, Dagestani wrestler, European IMAF champion. And a week later, and this was just a week ago, if you haven't seen Brave 50, go watch it. It's free to watch on their website. Glenn went in there, went in, brilliant game plan, Paul Hughes in the corner. I mean,
yes, sir.
It was unbelievable just to watch. You were, as I say, like a peacock with your feathers up during that fight. Like, you literally, you had so much like swagger and confidence in you, and you just outstruck him, stayed away from the wrestling exchanges, and then you did get a wee bit of wrestling at the end to kind of secure the deal. It was probably one of my most enjoyable performances from an Irish fighter I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, watching that.
Do you want to know what's funny about that? I've literally told like my family and stuff about this, but like what's crazy is after I lost, like everyone, obviously all Muay fans, Russians, Dagestani people, even English people were like messaging me being like, "You're a bomb, like you're just gonna lose now, like that's you done, like that's your career over, like next fight, Brave are gonna cut you after and stuff." And I was on social media for about 5 minutes after the fight, and then I was like, "Oh, like this sucks." So then I was like, I'm not gonna go on my phone then. So then I shut my phone off. The only person I was taking, like my girlfriend, I just took calls from her, and she would like let my family know how I was doing and stuff. My mom messaged me being like, "I heard this guy called you out on social media, this guy up a weight and stuff. Please don't take it." And I just had all these messages that I hadn't opened, and I had Paul there to mentally help me get through. But I was 100% at top 5, and this is sad to say because people go through way worse stuff, but top 5 like worst moments of my entire life. Like, I thought, you know what, this is like my career, like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, like build a career off this and make a lot of money, and it's all gonna come to an end. And off getting caught like in a little submission, and like from a person that I believe that I'm 100% skillfully better than, and I was like, and this is just how it's gonna go for me. Like, I'm just not gonna come back from this. And then I was just questioning like who I was as a person, like as a man and stuff. And god damn, I was so depressed, and like I'm usually a positive person, like always happy, always like messing around, but I just couldn't stop crying. And I was like praying to my dad and stuff, and just like always crying. Like that was the weirdest week of my life. But coming off social media for like, I only posted what like respectfully to Brave, like they would want me to post just like some stuff like the weigh-ins and stuff. But I just completely came off social media for the whole week leading into the fight with Abdulmanap. And then literally on fight day, I look at one thing. I go on my phone one time, and I look at god damn, what did I look at? I looked at a poll, and it was this guy had like a load of followers, like thousands of followers, and he posted saying who's gonna win, and it was all the Brave fights, and mine was first, and it was McVeigh or Abdulmanap, and he had like 98% of the votes. So I'd say like thousands of people were voting on it, and just everyone was voting on him, and I was like, fuck, like this is like, if there was odds on this, if there was a line on this, like this guy would be like 10 to 1, 9 to 1. I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like, I was like, I shouldn't have went on social media. Then, not gonna lie, it was the most terrified I've ever been. I've never been scared going into a fight. I've always been so cocky, so happy, so confident. I was terrified. Like, I didn't want to go into the cage. I felt sick. I literally weighed the same weight, 66 kilo, in the cage than I did the day before because I was like being sick and stuff. And I didn't tell even Paul about it. I didn't tell anyone about it. My coaches, my family, girlfriend, anyone. I was just like, fuck this. Like, I got to get through this myself. And when I was walking out to the cage, I was like holding my dad's chain, like praying. And then I got in the cage and I was like, I wonder if I could just jump over this cage and just run through Bahrain and get away from this and just retire. And I was just so terrified. And then when he was getting in, I was like, fuck me, this guy's huge. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not what I want to do. And then just as soon as the referee said go, it was just all gone. Like, there was just nothing. It was just, I literally entered like the zone. Like, people always say, like, they enter the zone. I just entered the zone and literally just went to work, like, pieced them up. And then I was like, fuck. After the fight, I actually thought I'd still be depressed because I lost when I went over. But you know what? I was like, I got to show like at least a lot of what I can do. And against a guy that was way higher level, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion, than the guy who beat me, I got to show so many skills. Got to show wrestling. Got to show, like, I literally just jabbed the head of him. And you know, then I was like, right, at least I went over and made a bunch of money. And people's expectations of me, like Liam said in the gym the other night, my coach, people's expectations went from like way up here after the Mo fight to way down low and like no expectation after the Freya fight to massive again. Like, people are like, fuck, this guy's actually really good.
Yeah.
So I just can't wait to put in more work with my team. I Fight Academy Ireland, because literally fucking them boys are my boys. And hopefully, like, fuck this, like, there's so much work to be done in this organization, and they give you the biggest opportunities. Like, they fly you out, they put you up. I know you did. You were at Brave 24, was it?
London, yeah.
Yeah,
really good to look after you. Yeah,
I'm
they're such a good organization, and the amount of Irish, like, there is a whole wee Irish contingent that they bring over, that they, cut men, and you've got Phil Campbell on commentary and everything. So
Phil Campbell's the man, and Maciek, he's a beast.
Maciek, he's an absolute savage. Yeah,
I think you have a photo of Maciek somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Maciek's a good lad. Like, I was there when he KO'd Cian Cowley, and then he knocked your guy out the other week with a very similar KO. Like, it was just like a wee, like,
Polish power.
Polish power. Like, that's such a lovely guy too. Like, you wouldn't expect him to be able to do that.
Right,
yeah. But no, man, that's actually amazing to hear. I didn't even have to say anything there. Like, you explained the whole thing. But as I say, like, it's surprising just to hear like how like you felt going into that cage, because when you got into that cage, you did not look like any of that. Like, it was, as I say, you were cocky, you were confident, you were jabbing the head off him, as you say. Like, and I don't even think of you as a striker. And the game plan there was, obviously, you got to, strike. And you really did. You did what you had to win there. And it was fantastic to watch. And say, brilliant. And that's
Thank you very much.
That's pulled you right back up. And a lot of people's opinions, as you say.
That's one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is, like, still to this day, I know MMA is still a young sport, but I think a lot of people just think like I know it's not a big deal, because the people that are writing stuff on social media and stuff, they're not really obviously like very, like, intelligent people or like intellectual people for the most part. But like, if people actually understood how many, like, the people who go into the cage and they fight and like entertain people, and that's what they do for a living, like, they are human beings. Like, they're like your brother and like your sister. So like, they are fucking terrified and they're anxious. And thank God Paul Hughes was over with me, because Jesus Christ, that guy's mental game is just he is bulletproof.
That's all them books he reads.
Oh, that he's a crazy bastard. Like, he's doing yoga at 3 a.m. and fucking reading books and shit. But
I know, and he's on a fast track himself to absolute. Like,
he's a machine. So he helped me so mentally, and I think, like, I was actually chatting to a girl about going on a mental health podcast soon, because whether it's body dysmorphia, like, fighters have body dysmorphia because when, like, sometimes when they get like a little bit out of shape, like, they literally like view themselves, like, I always view myself like I'm fat, like I'm out of shape. And sometimes when, like, if you lose a fight, you literally don't think of yourself as the same person anymore. And for a regular person to like sit and like make fun of them, or like for even to look at them and judge them, it's like, it's crazy to me, because like people have no idea. Like, even my friends and my family and stuff would like say things that would be inappropriate, but like only like Matthew Elliott would be like, what the hell? Like, that's so weird that like they would say that. But it's only people like after the Muay fight, I'm up in the hotel crying my eyes out for hours, and Matt sees me like that. But then everyone else just sees me like being cocky and just being like funny and like saying funny things and being like, fuck you, Mo, like, let's go again and stuff. But I really like appreciated all the support from like all the actual true like Irish fans, all the Irish media, like Bloody Shamrock, you and stuff after, because they're the people that like actually care about the athletes and care about the sport, and have like some sort of integrity around it, and don't just jump on bandwagons when people like judge people, or people make fun of people, or like the popular thing to post would be like, oh, is he done, or like posting polls like saying stuff. It's just kind of silly. But the people who actually care about the athletes and care about the sport, like, they're the people I actually appreciate and people I have love for. So I'm literally so buzzing now. I could not wait to get back to Ireland. Like, I like Bahrain, but where you say you're from? Where are you from?
I'm Tyrone, down 5 Mile Town.
Culture boy.
The sticks.
What do you do down there? You out in the farm and stuff?
Oh, no, we'll not get into that side. This is just what I do.
Bro, that Paul Hughes, you must know him. He's flat out fucking on farms.
He's north a bit. He's up near Macrofelt somewhere.
yeah, I think, but he has Macrofelt on his passport, but he says he's from Derry though, so I don't know.
I don't know. Is that
I
Derry?
don't know where he's from. I like having some wine and talking shit.
Ah, fine. It's fine, man. You deserve it. As I say, like, I was probably the happiest I was, like, watching some of it, because I've followed you so long, like, and to see that, and it was total retribution, because even I was getting messages through Bloody Shamrock saying, like, you know, this guy's going to be 0-3, you know, why is he taking that fight, blah, blah, blah. But as you say, you didn't pay attention to any of that, and now you've proved so many people wrong.
Thank God.
So good. So
you know what? I want to say one thing, and it's, I don't know if it's him or it's just his team, but like, you know, like, I've got like threads from people from his team and stuff about, like, anytime you're over and stuff, if you're ever fighting and like you're fucked this time, like, we're like, basically, you know, people like threatening me and stuff. What I want to say is, like, first of all, the Irish people aren't scared. Like, that's something that, you know, like, Jesus Christ, we
know you're not scared. Some of these three fights you've taken have been absolute savages, like.
But like, why threat? Like, what I want to understand is, like, if you could even enlighten me on this, why do people threaten people who, for a living, get into the cage and fight with another man? Especially when I'm not taking fights against easy people, like the hardest challenges, and guys up weight classes bigger than me, like, on paper better than me, stronger than me, better wrestling, and I'm taking fights and like beating these guys. Then all I want to say is, if they actually want to fight, and if they actually have a problem with me, then give me like their best guy around my weight, Abdulmanap. He trains with Muay, but that would probably be down the line. But give me Abdulmanap then, and we'll fuck. Like, literally, like, I'm surprised I didn't finish that guy. I was in there going, this guy's terrible. So like, I don't care. Like, I wanna take a long time to develop my skills, and become like a really good athlete as well as, skillful, because I've always been skillful, but maybe not the best athlete. So I want to take a long time and become like a better athlete and stuff. But over the course of that, like I could beat that guy. Like if they really want to fight, then I'll just put more blemishes on his record. And I would love for this message just to get to them. Like if they want to talk shit and threaten me, then don't do it outside the cage. Like what is that shit? Like that is so fucking silly to threaten somebody outside the cage.
And who's this
like,
to? Mokaev's team or?
No. The Abdulmanap's team and Abdulmanap himself. If they want to post stuff saying silly stuff like fucking about them getting robbed and about me putting up a photo punching him like as if that was disrespectful, like that's what they want to say, then
that's the fight game.
What the hell? Could you imagine if he beat me? Could you imagine if he beat me, the shit that they'd be saying?
Yeah.
So I put up one thing after this guy grabbed me out the back. Like no one even knows about this shit. Like this is shit that happened after I lose the fight. I go out the back and take a phone call with my girlfriend, and I'm like, "Yo, Laura, what's up?" And he's posted on his stories calling me out. And I'm like, Laura, can you believe this shit? Like, what am I going to do? Like, should I stay out here and, like, try and fight this guy? He comes out the back and starts, like, shoving me and, like, grabbing me by the arm and, like, squaring up to me and, like, trying to fight me, this Abdulmanap guy. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Then his coach, like, gets involved and breaks it up. And then I'm like, you know what? He's showing me zero respect, and zero respect before the fight, zero respect, like, during the week of the fight, like, and all this shit that all of his friends, all of his team and all are saying, like, you're going to get destroyed and stuff. Like, we'll see what happens. And then they go in and just school him. And then after they're just bitter, then that's fine. Like, give me the fight again and we'll see what happens. Like, it's free money for me. Like, realistically, the next time that I'm fighting, I know Brave are, like, doing a great job of doing, like, 4 or 5 shows in a row. So, realistically, I want to have 2 fights within a month. Like, I'm not averse to doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And, if he could be one of them, then I can fight injury free and like I could have fought the next day. So it'd be an easy payday for me to fight him and just get another win on the record, and then actually start fighting some real guys who actually know how to fight and don't just plod forward, just eating shots. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to get off my chest. These guys threaten outside the cage, but inside the cage they can't fight. Like they don't know how to fight. So I just fucking, before I end up getting shot, I just want to stop. I want to fight all these guys, like literally.
No, I just who's like not many people want them fights, so you're sitting there going, "I'll fight them all." Like it,
Again, I'll fight them. I fight them all twice. I would fight them if they. I know they're doing a show, maybe doing a couple of shows in a row, some places soon. So if they want me to fight, have signed 2 contracts against the same guy, like Abdulmanap, if they want to be like, all right, fight him again, actually fight him twice, I'll just fight him on every show and just beat him every time. And every time, like, if you notice in the fight, I'm going to post a little highlight video. I'm getting someone to make a highlight video now because I didn't like the one that was posted.
Okay.
And I'm actually telling him in the fight what to do. Like, he has zero striking acumen. I am not the best striker in the world, but logically, if you look at how someone moves and you actually move your body correctly, you can understand that he's just swinging massive shots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you can't win professional fights like this. I was sick of these guys, these fucking bums winning fights by just fucking plodding forward and trying to grapple people. They don't know what they're doing, and I would love to show it again. If you look at the fight, I keep pointing to tell him to circle this way, and I'll post it in a highlight video, but I keep pointing, telling him to circle this way because he keeps circling the wrong way and he keeps doing the wrong thing. So
I know.
I'm so excited.
As you say, you kept slapping him with that jab. And it was like one of the most unorthodox jabs I've ever seen.
I mean, I get the piss taken out of me for it, but it works. It works.
I know. I seen the video you put up of Paul doing the thing at the bit. Oh, it was hilarious.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to work on my jab a little bit, but it seemed like
it worked. It worked absolutely fine in that fight, so you have no problem there.
You want to see one worse jab? You look at Matthew Elliott.
Oh,
He's the only one with a worse jab. It's stronger, but it's worse.
Give Matthew a wee mention here because he had his win there when you were away.
Yes, all the boys.
You're good, mate.
Look at the team. Look at the team. Look at the team, Stephen. Jesus Christ, look at the team. the and this is one thing my team needs so much appreciate. Like we need to be on every massive show because the boys are like, what the hell? Like they're the best underrepresented fighters in the entire world. Like literally, not in Europe, not in the UK, in the entire world, are the most unknown group of world champions I've ever seen. Like I swear to God, there's a flyweight, Jared Burns, Smiley. He's flyweight. He is a flipping flyweight, and he literally is the scariest matchup for me ever.
Yeah.
And he's like 2-0 at amateur. And I went in against Abdulmanap, played with him for 3 rounds, took like easily. And I go in against Smiley Spawn, and it is like a war. Like it is not. Yeah. He's not catching me. He's not catching me in a little submission like Freya. Like whenever I'm like messing around and not fighting properly, like he's giving me a war. Like on the feet, he's hitting me and he's taking me down and stuff. So these boys will have their day soon. And if I have something to do about it because I'm close with the Brave people, then they'll have their day really, really soon. And our boys, even all the Irish fighters, they'll all have their comeuppance. I know John Kavanagh was talking about the Irish people getting their shots. So I'm glad to see that's happening, especially with the media and the cut team as well. I was talking to Jess.
Yeah.
Like I know they love their Irish. The Brave people love their Irish. So if we could see more media and more cut team and more people like that, you know, Dak Larkins doing the referee and stuff, Phil Campbell's doing the commentary, then that would be great because Irish people are fucking shit. You know, I'm sure you know.
Oh wait, the ones I say, like the ones that have been around like the scene for a long time, we all sort of stick together and we know each other and we know what to look out 100%. For. And as you were saying about the gym, Fight Academy Ireland there, like likes of me and people around the scene do really recognise like that you are probably the best gym in the country, sort of up there with Team KF, I would say would be there too.
They're good, yeah. I really like them boys. You know what? You know what's weird? It kind of sucks that obviously the shows and stuff haven't went ahead. There's one thing I don't do, it's talk about COVID. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
People talking about COVID does my head in. But
that's like a mental health thing as well. Like I stopped watching the news back about April last year because it was just constant COVID, and you're worried. I was like, I'm just going to stop and just sort of look after myself.
You probably don't want to put your views on it on social media online, do you? Man, I don't. Jesus Christ, like the people can't watch. Man, everyone watched the news for a few weeks, but it's fucking crazy, you know. Like people are trying to make a living, trying to put shows on, like trying to fucking have their fighters fight,
and they're doing everything they can too, like getting the testing and you're going
following everything, even having like for amateur shows, having people just have pay-per-view links, get all the family and all the watching, and then having a show and then having no audience, which is like the way that fighters and the show make money and stuff, and then like it not going through, like. And then when I was over in Bahrain, like the bars, restaurants, everything open. Like I know that they don't have audiences and stuff yet for shows and stuff, but Jesus Christ, I'm sure you've seen that venue. It was fucking sick. But like me and Paul were going out to the bar after the fight and all for a few pints, and fucking it was so good. Like literally, and that's the way countries should be run. Like they're obviously an independent thing, but with the government and stuff, like for me, like it'd be just good to get. And that's why I took an extra fight as well as another reason is the boys back home were choking. Like I know every gym when they have amateurs as well, they're choking for fights. Like all they want to do is fight and just build their record and like try and make a career out of this.
Yeah.
And they're not being given the opportunity. So that's why I blast out some of the amateurs in my gym and pros as well. Like fuck me, like the pros, Joe and Paul and all. So that's why I blast them out because they're not getting the opportunity. But obviously they're still getting better, which is good. But they're not really getting the opportunity at the minute, and it's a shame that the shows and stuff aren't on, and we're not able to, you know, go and make like these new stars and stuff because some of these people are going to be.
That's it. And some of them haven't fought in so long. Like the massive lump jump and progression you're going to see when these guys do fight again is going to be scary. Like
literally, there's a boy in the gym, Paddy. You know Paddy McCrory.
Yeah.
Paddy Henderson. Jesus Christ, like that guy. he's like was amateur before the lockdown, and now he's like, if he fought 90% of the fucking pro guys at the welterweight on or middleweight on Brave, he probably smashed them all. Like literally, like going because the leaps and bounds that these guys are jumping. So it is good in that way where when everyone comes back, you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. This is like going from UFC 1 to fucking UFC 200.
I think that's something some people don't really think about, but like we do, even like from fight to fight in a couple of months, we would see the progression in people, you know, going around all the shows. And like now that people haven't fought in like a year and a half, you're going to see like some guys going to be some massive upsets.
Who's the best show that you work for? Who's the best show that you would do work on?
No, I can't be controversial there.
Come on, say the two C's.
No cage conflict. No cage conflict is. Yes. It's a great show. It's like probably one of the most lively atmospheres of any of the shows you would attend.
Come on, them other shows are like.
I was telling you a few stories about it before we started recording here. So,
bro, that is you come in the back in a changing room. It's hard not to fucking. I mean, I'm drinking wine right now, but it's hard not to fucking get lit. Like it's literally like a fucking party. And there's like a million fights on it, and there's fucking smoke going up everywhere, and there's fucking scraps that are fucking insane.
I always do tell people like the Devonish is a crazy venue for any fight night or anything. Like it's
crazy,
mental in there.
Crazy. I can't wait. I actually can't wait, and I can't wait to see all you boys as well. Like I can't wait to see you and stuff at the shows in the back and all. Fucking, it's some buzz. Like whenever there's all the Irish and there's all the boys. Like I fucking can't wait. So my story, my fight, my last 2 weeks, it was a bit hectic and crazy, but in terms of the big things that are going on in the minute, it's not that big. Like it's not that big of a deal. So I would just like, you know, the only message that I would like to spread and that I'm gonna spread is that there's so much talent that is coming up from Ireland, and people just gotta wait. Like it's just gonna be insane whenever all this talent gets unleashed on all these other bums.
I know. That's what I'm trying to tell people too that don't know it. Like you need to follow this guy. There's literally like 10
You're
guys.
Like fucking all your mates are like, look at this fucking Irish cunt, he's a beast.
I know. But Glenn, I think I'll let you go on, enjoy the rest of your wine and enjoy your evening.
We don't want to be one of them podcasts that go on for like
we don't.
6 hours long.
If you see like it's 6 hours long, you just don't want to watch it. So
literally, what is it been like 40 minutes? Probably like 30, 40 minutes.
I don't know. I only wanted to keep it to 20 minutes, but you wouldn't shut up. So
you know the Irish, if you give us a bottle of wine and an opportunity to talk, we're just gonna keep talking. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's it, man. Anything else left to say before I head on?
No, but that's just Stephen. I miss you, bro, and I appreciate the support. Honestly, I know you posted on your actual Instagram social media page, Bloody Shamrock. You posted being like congratulations and just give me like a massive shout out for the accomplishment.
Yeah.
And then you also posted on your personal page, being like, you know, you're showing everybody up and all the doubters wrong. So I really fucking appreciate that. Like I look at everything.
That is true. It was true.
I may not like respond to everything, or like I may not like take some of it in because some of it's fake and stuff, but I understand when it's real and when people actually care about the boys. So I really do appreciate that, lad, and let's get it.
Yeah, man. Once this thing's all over, we'll get up there and have a good beer together and stuff too. So.
Well, yeah, we can do it on the sneak. Fuck the government.
No
if
bother,
anyone says fuck the government, Dean Garnett, fuck the government. He didn't like you. Fuck them.
That's one of Mo's crew, isn't it?
I've seen him. I like Mo now. Me and Mo are bros now.
Oh, fair enough. For now, until you down the line, you might want to get that one back a wee bit. But.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%. All right, lad. Thank you very much for the support as well.
Great. That was great today. Now, good to talk to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. 100%.
All right.
All right. Thank you.